One of the most convenient ways to schedule a Microsoft Teams meeting with colleagues is right from your calendar in Outlook. Now, depending on which version of Outlook you're using, the installed version or Microsoft Outlook on the web, creating or scheduling that Microsoft Teams meeting is going to look a little different. So in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you both versions. Let's start with Outlook on the desktop or the installed version. So I've gone ahead and opened Outlook, and right now I'm in my email view. I'm going to switch to Calendar. Once I've loaded my calendar, I'm simply going to double click on the day that I wish to book the Teams meeting for. A new event or appointment window will pop up. Now, before I start filling in details for my meeting, I want to switch this to a Teams meeting. So I'm going to come up to my event ribbon along the top, and I see Teams meeting. I'm simply going to click on the Teams meeting icon, and that changes this appointment or event into a Teams meeting invite. Notice that I have some details that I need to fill out. For instance, I can provide a specific title for my Teams meeting. Once I've entered in the title, I'm going to come down to the required field, and I'm going to start inviting the individuals who are required to be at this meeting. Notice below the required field, I have an optional field where I can add additional staff members. Below the optional field, I can now set the start time and the end time for my Teams meeting. By default, that time is set to all day. Let's change that to a 9:30 to 10 a.m. meeting. And the location is going to be scheduled for Microsoft Teams. Notice that the live Join Microsoft Teams meeting link has already been added to this invitation. But I can always go ahead and add additional messaging to frame this meeting for my colleagues. Once I'm ready, I'm simply going to click Send, and my colleagues will get a Teams meeting invite email. As well, that Teams meeting invitation will be added to their calendar for tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. All they have to do to join the Teams meeting is simply join from the email invite or come to their calendar in Outlook, double click on the event, and click Join Teams Meeting. Now let's take a closer look at how we would schedule that same Microsoft Teams meeting, but this time in Outlook on the web. So I've gone ahead and launched Outlook in Office 365 online, and I'm just going to open my calendar. And again, I'm going to double click on the date that I'd like to book or schedule the Microsoft Teams meeting for. All right, once this appointment or meeting window opens, I can go ahead and start filling in the details for my Teams meeting. So I've gone ahead and added a title for our staff meeting. I have invited 2 individuals who are required, as well as 1 individual who is optional to attend. Below, I'm going to set the time and the date. So in this case, we're going to set it again for a 9 a.m. to, let's say, 10 a.m. meeting this time. Notice that I can set this to repeat, but in this case, we're going to leave that turned off. And one more important step. Instead of clicking on a Microsoft Teams meeting icon, notice that there's a Teams meeting switch here. You need to toggle this switch on. Don't forget this step. Now, notice that no Teams meeting link has been added in the description box. Don't worry, it will be once I click Send. So I'm going to go ahead and click Send. And again, an invite will be sent to the individuals that I invited to participate in the Microsoft Teams meeting. As well, the meeting will be added to their calendar. Notice now when I double click on this meeting that Join Microsoft Teams Meeting live link is now available. And we can simply join by clicking on this link.